In today's tech tip, we'll guide you through the proper steps for completing a lap splice on PVC and TPO membranes. The goal of a lap splice is to create a watertight seal between PVC sheets at their overlap points, ensuring a continuous monolithic membrane. While this tutorial focuses on PVC, you can apply the same steps for a TPO lap splice.
Membranes can be either adhered or mechanically attached, and in this video, we'll cover both methods.
Now let's get started. You'll want to make sure you have the appropriate 2-inch lap between sheets.
Apply the Jet Bond PVC spray adhesive.
Overlap your spray pattern 50% as you apply the adhesive. Once it's been applied, go ahead and roll out the membrane. Once the adhered membrane is set in place, broom perpendicular to the field seam.
Before we begin to weld, make sure the membrane is clean and free of any debris. Use the appropriate PVC cleaner when prepping the membrane. Using the wrong cleaner can overheat the membrane, making welding a lot harder.
Be generous with the cleaner, especially in those dirtier areas. So always wipe it down with a clean cloth and let the cleaner dry before welding. It can sometimes take up to 15 minutes. Now we are going to get the automatic welder ready. It is important to properly set up the automatic welder with the correct welding parameters, such as speed, temperature, and airflow. Once your membrane is prepped and the automatic welder is ready, go ahead and use the robotic welder to weld the seam. Use your hand welder to weld the starts and stops of the field seams before probing. Lastly, don't forget to probe the seam once the weld is complete.
Remember to always probe the welded material seams after they have cooled,
and never probe the membrane while it is still hot. If you're working with a cut PVC membrane, you can choose to apply cut-edge sealant for extra protection. Use the weighted roller to roll out the membrane once welding and probing have been completed. And just like that, you now have completed a proper lap splice for an adhered application.
lay out the appropriate seam plates.
12 inches on center unless otherwise specified. And fasten plates through the membrane into the substrate using the appropriate seam plate fasteners.
Remember that for mechanical attachment, you need a minimum 6 inches lap.
With your membrane laid out, align your overlapping membrane sheet using the guidelines on the secured membrane. You'll want to ensure the lap covers the plates and provides enough membrane to weld the seams. Make sure the membrane is clean and free of any debris. If there's any cleaning residue left, make sure to wipe it away with a clean cloth and let the cleaner dry before welding. It can sometimes take up to 15 minutes. Next, set up your welder and conduct test welds to get the right temperature, speed, and airflow. Don't forget to check the application guidelines for the correct settings. This step is super important for making sure your seams are welded properly and consistently. Now use the robotic welder to weld the sheets together. Use your hand welder to weld the starts and stops of the field seams before probing. Don't forget to probe the seam once the weld is complete.
Remember to always probe the welded material seams after they have cooled,
and never while the membrane is still hot. If you're working with a cut PVC membrane, you can choose to apply cut-edge sealant for extra protection. And there you have it. You have now completed a proper lap splice for a mechanically attached application. If you have any further questions, please reach out to your local Elevate sales representative or visit our website for more information.